Hello and welcome to PCN Pulse, your first stop for all fintech, SaaS, e-commerce, and cyber news delivered to you weekly by PCN Media.
Tax automation platform Fonoa raises $60 million in Series B funding round led by Coatue with participation from Dawn Capital and Index Ventures, among others. The firm, assisting digital-first businesses in reporting and complying with tax obligations, has seen an increased demand for its taxation services as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which prompted an e-commerce boom. This recent funding will allow the Dublin-based company to double its headcount, improve features of its product, and expand into new markets. London-based startup Shares plans European expansion amidst a $40 million funding led by Valar Ventures. The social investing app plans on moving into crypto after the recent funding round, which brings Shares' total funding to $90 million in a little over a year, only 2 months after the app launched in the UK. According to the company, the new features will make it easier for people to discuss their investments rather than relying on third-party platforms like Reddit and WhatsApp. Thanks to this new funding, Shares plans on expanding to the rest of Europe by the end of the year. French fintech Qonto acquires German competitor Penta. Europe's leading finance solution is set to close the deal with Penta for an undisclosed sum within the next few weeks. This acquisition will help Qonto achieve its strong ambitions for the German market, boosting its presence in the country and accelerating profitable growth across all markets. Earlier this year, Qonto received €486 million in Series D funding, setting a new record valuation for a French scale-up. European fintech platform Solarisbank announces rebrand and expands operations within the market. Earlier this week, the company announced changing its name to Solaris, noting that the rebrand represented the company's evolution. Based in Berlin, the fintech achieved a combined net revenue of €100 million in 2021 and grew its team to over 750 people amid the latest global expansion activities. Lloyds, Santander, Barclays, and TSB pressure Google and Facebook to compensate victims of internet fraud. Citing the polluter pays principle, a widely recognized concept where those that generate pollution should cover the cost of controlling the risk and the human impact, Britain's biggest banks are demanding that big tech and communication companies take responsibility for their contribution to the rise of online fraud and pay hundreds of millions as reimbursement to victims who have been scammed on social media. Barclays data points out that over 75% of scams take place on social media, auction sites, or dating apps, reiterating that it is not only banks that must be held accountable. The banks believe that the fight against fraud won't be able to move forward without getting all stakeholders to share their scams data and work out a reimbursement model.
That's it from us today. Tune in next week for more industry news from us.